Today I fucked up by accidentally flipping off a cop. This happened maybe 15 minutes ago. I was driving down the busiest streets in my neighborhood, on my way to training for work, when I saw it. A compact car was driving the other way on the street with this giant pole sticking out of the roof with some kind of box on top. My mind first thought it was a Google Maps car, but the Google colors are pretty obvious, so it couldn't be. As I was coming closer to it, I got to see the side, Apple Maps. Knowing it's something of a rare opportunity to see one of these in the wild, I did the first thing I could think of and flipped the bird at the car. It occurred to me only too late that I had been so focused on the Apple Maps car that I missed the local PD Ford Explorer behind it. And because the cop was in an SUV, he got a good view of some arsehole flipping him off. He flipped on his lights and turned quick, tearing after me and pulling me over before my stomach could recover from that sinking feeling. I sat there feeling like an ass for maybe 20 seconds before the cop got out of his Explorer and approached my window with his chest puffed out. I rolled down my window and tried to smile, but I felt as though I looked like a total idiot. He gives me the death stare and calmly says, "Did you have something you wanted to say to me?" I apologized and explained I was only flipping off the Apple Maps camera. His demeanor changed immediately and drastically. He laughs, "I was just so damn relieved I wasn't in trouble," and he says something along the lines of how he totally wanted to do it too when he saw it, but he was on duty and he didn't want to take the chance of something going viral down the road. Too long didn't read, saw an Apple Maps car, flipped it off, cop thought I flipped him off, pulled me over and I almost pissed myself. I can't wait until we get to see this go down on Apple Maps. Yeah, I'll post it when I see it. Actually, you can flip a cop off. It's your First Amendment right. I don't like how cops are ready to casually arrest or hurt you even though you didn't do anything illegal. It's so ingrained it's subconsciously understood that a cop will hurt or arrest you if you piss them off regardless of anything you've actually done. That cop is an asshole. Even if you were flipping him off, assuming this was in the USA, that's constitutionally protected free speech. He had no cause to initiate a traffic stop. If only police were held accountable. So a cop illegally pulled you over, got it. Yeah, fuck that cop. Today I fucked up by using so much soap that my hands sweat soap. Ever since COVID-19 got really bad in the US, I've been washing my hands more often and using more soap. I thought I was being more sanitary and that was a good thing. The amount of soap and times I wash my hands has steadily been increasing. I was wearing a pair of disposable gloves and my hands were sweating, normal right? When I take the gloves off I notice that my hands are covered in batches of tiny soap bubbles. I've now realized that I've been using so much soap that it's been absorbing into my hands. My hands on wrists have been red and dry these last few months because of using too much soap as well. I'm going to try to cut back on hand washing and soap usage, but I've become slightly germaphobic this year. If anyone has any tips to deal with this, I'd love the feedback. Too long didn't read. Have been using so much soap that when I was wearing plastic gloves I started to sweat soap out of my hands. Do a better job of rinsing your hands. If it's actually soap on ops hands, so much this. Soap's main benefit is not from killing germs on contact, like hand sanitizer, but from helping the bad stuff to be rinsed away. If you've got so much soap on your hands that it's not rinsing off, you're not necessarily rinsing away the bad stuff, too. I work in microbiology labs and most latex or nitrile gloves contain a fine white powder designed to ease putting the gloves on by absorbing oils and moisture on your hands. I notice a white bubbly residue sometimes on hot days when sweat reacts with this powder, so it's probably that. Rinse a lot. Using foaming soap dispensers helps cut down on the soap. Like laundry detergent, most people use way too much. After every wash use a good basic lotion like Aqua Cream. If the cracking gets worse use a thicker lotion. Cracked hands will make it more likely to catch a lot of nasty shit. You can also add extra glycerin to lotion or soap for a boost. Source: OCD. I wash my hands on average 52 times a fucking day. My therapist made me count for 3 weeks. It was super depressing. The soap would not make it past the dermal layers, so that's not really a thing. You are probably just not rinsing well enough. You are now the ultimate COVID superhero. The hand of soap. soapy palms. Man of suds. Protecting everything you touch with a thin layer of soap. Did you mean, superhero? Today I fucked up by accidentally admitting to my brother that he has a big dick. Yesterday, Mom asked me to go get my brother and tell him dinner is ready. I figured he's probably on the Xbox and walked straight in. Except he wasn't on the Xbox at all. He was fucking jerking off. I let out something between a whimper and a scream and averted my eyes. He jumped out of his skin and pulled the covers up over him. He asked what I wanted and I told him dinner's ready. He apologized for making things awkward. Then I put my foot in my mouth. No big deal. I just didn't expect it to be so big. I have literally no idea why I said that, but as soon as my brain caught up with my mouth, I turned away and bolted out of there. All I could think was, why? Who says that to their brother? I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. I have a habit of blurting things out when I'm nervous. Needless to say, his ego is now through the roof and he's acting super cocky. Too long didn't read, walked into his room to fetch him for dinner. He was masturbating. I let out something between a whimper and a scream. He apologized. I told him it was no big deal and that the size of his cock just gave me a shock. I immediately regretted saying it and now it's gone to his head. Just to clarify, I'm a girl. Embarrassed smiley face. There's more Pornhub videos that start like this than there are stars in the sky. Chuckling to myself about when someone asks him why he knows he has a big cock. My sister told me. Velp. A very literal nice cock, bro meme. Just watch out if he accidentally breaks both of his arms. Oh, for God's sake, crying face. This is why knocking before you enter a room is an important thing. Dad, I'm 14, I'm alone in my room, I have a laptop and Wi-Fi, please knock. I was doing homework this time, but something horribly disturbing for both of us can happen. One day, Morty Smith, somewhere in the first season.